Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Seven Deadly Sins Origins game. That's right, we are having an absolute blast playing this game. This is one of the best open world RPGs I've ever played. And I want to talk about this. This is the closed beta test. I know a lot of you guys will be asking the question, hey Payne, how do I join this? Well, if you didn't get a CBT closed beta test code, unfortunately you will not be able to join. If you did, then you have a chance to jump on, whether it's on the PS5 or Steam. I'm currently playing it on Steam, and I do want to discuss a little bit about everything that this game has to offer, everything that it's provided, and why this is going to be a hell of a game when it comes out in January. That's right, guys. January is when we're releasing. You guys can see the closed beta test is giving us some free units. There's a SSR Manny. Yes, SSR is the top units right now in the game, and there's another unit right here being provided as well too. And they look fantastic. The units look great. There's Jericho. And then right here, you guys can see we got some more rewards along the way just to provide us some extra loot while we place the closed beta testing. We're going to do some summons here just to show you guys how summons work and everything that's good and bad in the game. And then there's a couple more units being provided right here as well. So first off, I want to say this. Out of all the new open world RPG games, this has probably been the most fun I played. We're going to talk a little bit about why and where, and there's a lane, of course. So you guys can see SSRs are the units. If you play Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross, you guys know how the setup works. There's SSRs, eventually there'll be URs, there's costumes, there's exploration, etc. Right? So we're going to go ahead and talk about the game. So first off, let's talk about the map. The map that's currently available to us is fairly large, full of teleports where you can fast travel, filled with side quests, filled with main quests, and just a vividly open, colorful world, which I think is probably one of the coolest designs I've ever played in any game. They've taken the world of Seven Deadly Sins and really transformed it into one of the best experiences I've ever had. Now, in terms of characters, there's a couple different kinds of characters. Let's go over the characters and what's available to you guys as players when you guys join. So first off, you will start off with Tristan and Tiore, who are the main real protagonists in the game, and their characters are as follows. Tristan is a DPS who can wield various different armors and weapons. So his weapon choices are going to be daggers, a broadsword here, or a greatsword, and then a regular standard sword. And then Tiore here has a book, a staff, and then, of course, a rod and then a staff. So she's the magic user. He is a DPS. And then from there, you guys can recruit other units through the summoning. Now, there's a couple issues here with the summoning system. I'll talk about it. That's probably my biggest concern. But outside of that, everything else looks really cool. So one cool thing to note here is whenever you equip weapons, the weapons will change in color and design. So, for example, if I put in this dagger, for example, you can see that will change. There are, of course, costumes in this game as well, too. So let's go over the menu a little bit to give you guys a general sense of what to expect. So basic info gives you guys your general mastery, which is your level, and then your skill info associated to the weapons you have equipped are down here as well too. Stats details, if you use the Grand Cross, you'll see various different things like attack, defense, HP, normal attack, air attack, special attack, and then the additional stats are there as well as the elemental stats. All right, so those are the stats. Now weapons are down here and again are associated to the unit as well as the weapon skills that they're using based on the weapon they have on. So based on different weapons, you'll be able to use different skills, right? You guys can see wind is this element, Punisher surprise attack, severing cut is this element, and then of course fire is the element for daggers. And then of course as you level up, you'll get additional stats through the game. Now, as we already talked about the weapons, the 3 different weapons you can use, there's armor. So armor, you can if you take away the specialty armor called the engraved equipment, you have regular armor. So if I switch this out, for example, to let's just say a regular, if I unequip this, let's remove it for a second, you'll be able to see that if I go back to armor now, I have the option of putting on various things such as body, legs, belt, feet, and then your engraved set here, which is your specialty set. Then you have accessories, right? So I'm going to put the engraved one on here just to re-equip it. And then from there, if you go back here, you guys have mastery, which is going to be your level. Use these specific potions to level up your mastery. And then once you level it all up, you'll be able to increase your stats and you'll level to 30. And then from there, you can increase your novice adventurer to a higher adventurer and then unlock more mastery, giving you more potential stats and different moves. Potential stats and levels. And then, of course, potential is going to be your dupes. Yes, there are 10 dupes, guys. It is going to be very, very costly. And then lastly, there's your costumes. Again, if you're used to Seven Deadly Sins, Grand Cross, you'll know the costumes are going to be available. You can equip them. In the other game, they gave you stats. In this game, I'm not sure if they do. So keep that in mind. I'm not sure how that's going to work. And then weapons also will have their costumes as well. And this applies to every character, of course. Every character has their own costumes, has their own setups, and has their own skins for everything else, all right? Now, when it comes down to characters, there are various different kinds of characters. There's SSR characters, there's SR characters, players. And then, of course, eventually there will be UR characters. We have no access to URs, but I just want to point that out. Now, currently in the CBT, there are a couple of different events. There is the CBT event here, which you can complete the chapters up to chapter 5 is currently what's going on. Then there's a daily login event here. You guys can see and get yourself some free summons. There's a lingering threat event, which is beat these demons as they invade. And then into the mines, which is going to be a new enemy boss that you can fight as well too. So quite a bit to do in this 1 week that they're providing us. All right. And in terms of the draw, this is where my dilemma stands. Just so you guys are aware, there is going to be a free memory section and then a paid memory section. I think this is the part that's going to cause a little bit of a dilemma. Now, there are currently 2 banners. There's the hero draw and the limited weapon draw, which we all expected there to be. And if you guys want to see the details and what's available currently, not everyone is available. For SSRs, we have Meliodas, Drake, Manny, Elaine, Slater, Jericho, Daisy, Guella, King, and Diane. And then for the SRs, you have the following units here: Gil Thunder, Grimoire, Hauser, Dredrin, Tristan, Bug, etc. Right? So, and then of course with the weapons, you guys can summon these weapons as well, which we currently get for free in the CBT. Now, for the weapon limited draws, these are going to be your SSR weapons. So these are the weapons that are going to be the specialty weapons. So we'll do a little bit of summons on both. And then of course you go down, you guys can summon heroes that are only SR in this section, not SSR, and then get yourself some SR weapons along the way. So there is the free and the paid. That is a little bit daunting. That's a little bit scary. This is designed to be a little bit more like the Genshin Impact style of gameplay and summoning. So just keep in mind, it does require a lot of dupes. And of course, that paid part is not very, very fun to look at. I think it's scary if anything else. But here's what the animation looks like. So usually when you get to Yore, there is going to just be an SR or rares. And then this will be purple. There is fake outs though. There are fake outs. And then when you get the Clotho Magician, she then usually guarantees you an SSR. So that's the animation that we've seen so far and what we've deducted here. Now, in terms of currency, guys, it's not easy to get. We've noticed that with currency, you explore, the more you level. There we go. There's Hauser. There's a dupe of our version. And then the more you explore, the more chests you open up, the more you level up, the more quests you do, you'll get yourself the Star Essence fairly off star memory fairly often, but not in big quantity. So it's gonna be very there we go. This is Clotho. So she's gonna be the summon that guarantees you an SSR. So the currencies right now in the CBT specifically is a little bit short. It's small. If it wasn't for the free stuff they're giving us, I probably wouldn't have a multi for a couple days. So that part's a little bit, intimidating for a new player or somebody who's planning to play this game. They might be worried that this is not a free-to-play playing game, and it very well may not be, guys. From what I've seen so far, it's been a fun game, but the currency is lacking. And that's the honest truth. The currency is lacking. But of course, we are on CBT, and we don't know if that's going to change anytime soon. And hopefully the devs do realize that it is not enough, and they will change it for us. Let's see what we get here as a free unit. There we go. We got a unit there. I think I just missed out. Who do we get? Sorry, guys. I went too fast on that. Oh, it's Drake. I believe that's Drake, right? I think that's Drake. So there we go. We got Drake. So that's the animation for that. Well, let's go in and summon some weapons. I haven't done any weapon summons. I've been too focused on getting characters. Let's just go and skip this now that you've seen the animations and see what we got along the way. So SR weapons they gave us right away. There's an SR weapon right there. Right, you guys can see that is the rod. Let's skip this. And again, there is a fake out, guys. There are fake outs in this game, so I may get a fake out throughout this. Go and skip this one. Yeah, there's another one that's just the regular. So there we go. We got Clotho. Okay, let's see what we get here. See what we get here for our first. Oh, okay. That's an SR character. We got an SR character. Oh no, it's not a. Oh, we get an SR, and we get the nunchucks. Eternal Grace nunchucks. Okay, so I don't think I have anybody currently that. And look, you can see healing efficiency is the stat. Like that's not what we want. We don't want that. We don't want healing efficiency. I don't think nunchucks are used for healing. Same character again. There we go. We got a fake out that time. And this time we got ourselves the Eternal Grace Lance. And again, healing efficiency added on there. So that part's a little bit annoying, but you guys can see how that works. Now we'll go ahead and equip that. So let's go to our characters. So let's go through the menu list here. All right, so we saw hero info. I'm going to go ahead and equip that on, where is she? Well, she's actually a great character. We'll switch this out to give her this. And then go ahead and switch. Oh, so you can see healing efficiency. So it is a healing weapon. That's interesting. So they gave this thing a healing ability. That's wild. So you guys can see you guys can level up your weapons as well. There's the level enhancement, right? Everything goes up there. Equipment, attack, as well as the enhancement. So this is again very, very common stuff. We don't want to do that. We'll go ahead and do these ones here instead. Get the 10. There we go. We go 10 there. Enhance. And once you hit that, you can then tier up, of course, as well, too, and get additional stats along the way. So you need to get this stuff here from monster drops or crafting. All right, so I just wanted to show you that real quick. Okay, now, when it comes down to the rest of the menu screen, let's go over this so you guys understand. So there's a team here. You can build a team of 4. You can do multiple teams, various different elements. You guys can see the elements are right there down in the bottom. There's physical, there's lightning, fire, and wind, and then there's additional ones as well too. So you can put up whatever team you like here that works best for you. And then let's go over to the next menu, which is going to be your shop. So currently the shop is limited. It just gives you the star memory shop where you can use current star memories to get yourself various different things. So specifically like mastery experience points, you can get more experience points faster this way, or additional things like keys to fight bosses. There's the map. We showed you the map. There's missions, of course. Missions are going to be broken down to your current missions or then your actual specialty missions as you play the game. You'll see further things will be unlocked and you can go further through it. And then of course you have yourself the achievement section. Achievements are going to be just used to get yourself more stars. Star memory, so the more achievements you accomplish, the more currency you'll get through the game. I think that one will remain. I don't think they're going to touch that very much. We have the special codex, which is going to be as you explore the game, get the heroes, weapons, costumes, etc. You'll be able to unlock additional things, including chests, pets, mounts, etc. We'll talk more about mounts shortly. And then you have your bag, which is your inventory. You have the Book of the Stars, which your Book of the Stars is going to be able to do special weapons. And as you level up through your account, you're going to get additional star memories through that. And then right here you have boss challenges where you can fight specific bosses. You guys can see various bosses, the Grey Demon, they have the Corrupted Golem, etc. available right now for you to fight. If you are into it, give that a try. And then we have pets. So pets will be used as mounts. So you guys can see this is one of my mounts here. I have 3 different mounts right now. I have the Spring Picnic Hawk, a domestic bison, and a playful night cat. And then you have flying mounts as well too, where you can fly. And then you have regular pets that you can summon and they'll just follow you around and do various things, right? So cool little design there. We'll go ahead and apply this cat and I'll show you guys how mounts work very shortly. And it's actually a really cool thing. And you get it very early on. You have the party itself. Right over here, you guys can set up parties to do various co-op modes. You can find a party if you can't set up your own, add friends, check out the codex, and of course, check your mail for additional things. So there's an additional 3,000 essence. So for the mounts, if you press your L1 screen, if you press X, you guys can see now I can route a mount throughout the whole place. It's kind of cool. It gets you around quicker. Very well designed mounts, and they all can jump. You can't attack in them, but they all do cool little things like animations. And again, there's flying mounts as well as regular mounts. All right. Now, as you explore the map, you'll be able to also do things like get yourself crafting material. That's right. So there's crafting in this game as well too, where you can lay down a crafting table. So I'll get off the mount here, and you can use that crafting table then to go ahead and do different things like craft weapons, equipment, whether it's armor, or you can salvage your weapons that you don't use, etc. Right now, that's something available as well too. And then you can of course put on items. Now the combat system. Let's talk about the combat system a little bit. So find a boss or somebody to fight here. The combat system is actually set up really, really well. Where let's go. Actually, no, we'll do a boss fight. Let's do a boss fight. We'll do one of the demons. Start the challenge. So there's 4 different members in your team, right? So you can QTE in. So that's a animation in where you can use different skills. You can also use a. Here, let's go into this first. I'll show you guys real quick. Different elements. So right now we're gonna start off with Tristan. Right now my units are very, very under level for this. Just so you guys are aware, but we're going to show you guys the boss fight. There's dodges. You can dodge with stamina. You guys can see my health is really, really low. I probably should have done that first. Just probably got myself more health before doing this fight, but hey, here we are. So boss fight, animations, 2 skills. Every unit has 2 skills and basic attacks. And then there's, of course, the dodge. You look at your stamina down below. You can dodge as much as you want to as long as your stamina is available. Dodging, there is right now in the CBT no way to lock on, okay? So there's no lock on mechanic, unfortunately, that I've noticed. So that's one thing they definitely have to fix. But you guys can see my units have 2 skills. Ultimate skills are available as well. And then we have ourselves basic skills. All right, so basic attack. So 2 skills. And then you have your ultimates as well too with R2. So I'm going to show you guys that shortly in a second. But we're going to see all the SSRs kind of do their thing first. Show you guys a little bit of combat. You guys see this boss is way too strong for my units right now. I just decided to give it a try to see how it works. I've never done this boss yet. But these are the classic demon fights that you'll probably be doing in this game. So animation wise, here's an ultimate. I'll show you guys right now. This is Tristan's ultimate right there. Causes burns. here you can see the boss is casting his own little burn attacks, and then when you die, what will end up happening, you'll revive, and then you'll be able to go back to the beginning with half the health. All right, so I came in here with half the health. That's kind of the problem. Potions and stuff are available to use. There is a 60-second cooldown for potions, so keep that in mind. All right. Now, as for healing and the story mode, there is a lot of ways to do this. For healing purposes, you can, like I mentioned before, you can use potions. There's food as well too you can craft, but then there's also these things over here called goddess statues, which you definitely want to go near to get full health. So before you tackle a boss or anything like I just did, stand near a goddess statue over here, and you guys can see right there, you guys can get all your health back, and then jump in to a boss fight whenever you need to. Now, in regards to story mode and everything else quest related, you guys can see right over here, there is a question mark quest, which is yellow. That is going to be your main quest, and then of course, if you want to do any of your side quests are always going to be available within the quest tab, and you guys can see which ones are main, which ones are side by the different colors. So for example, that one's a main quest right there. If you go further down, you can see some side quests right over here, especially in different regions. There's many different things. Now, in regards to story, everything is pretty much voice acted. The storyline does follow Seven Deadly Sins, has some of the major characters like King, Meliodas, there's going to be Merlin, Diane, Elizabeth, etc. And the further you go into it, now it is very limited in regards to what's available right now in the actual story mode, because it is CBT. But once CBT is over, obviously we're going to get the full fleshed out story. And honestly, right now I have to admit the story has been fairly decent. I have been following and replaying the story whenever I'm not on stream, just to kind of catch up on everything. And it's honestly been a treat to play and also a treat to watch, because quite honestly, like, they've done a great job following the lore, even though the story is original and something brand new. So if you're a fan of the Seven Deadly Sins storyline, manga, anime, doesn't really matter, you're really going to enjoy this. So you definitely don't want to skip too much of the story while playing the game. Again, they've done a great job with putting everything together and making everything make perfect sense, plus a cohesive storyline with a lot of cool features, characters, and people to look into. And of course, while you're exploring, there's going to be puzzles. You see this over here? This is what we call a puzzle that you use your star with. So right here, what it's going to ask you to do is essentially look around your area. You can see right over there, there's a item. The blue ones signify that you can use the Book of Stars to move things. So I'm going to move this over near that plant right there. You guys see that plant, right? So you guys can move that and place it near the plant. And then once you've done that, you can use this item, whatever the case may be, to break this plant up, or at least make it spin. That way it'll put you higher up in the air. So watch this. I'll show you guys how puzzles work. I'm gonna put that right there. Now you guys can see there's indication of a unit that is required for wind. I can't use any of these units. See, there's nothing activates. So what I have to do in this case is go over to my team and find myself my only wind unit currently, and that is going to be right here, Hauser. I'm going to go ahead and change my team over. And if you equip Hauser here, when he attacks, you're going to notice there's going to be a different animation altogether, right? Watch. See that? There's like a little circle, and you can see that wind circle now is being affected up there as well too, right? So you guys just keep hitting this, and once that starts to go full, you'll be able to spin that move and then jump on that platform and watch it kind of take you to a new location. So there's a lot of puzzles out here, guys, and the beauty of doing puzzles, just like Wuwa or Genshin Impact, the more puzzles you explore, the more treasure chests you open, the more you'll be able to get the win. So you guys can see here, look, I can go up now, up. And right over here, there's a treasure chest. All right, guys, so here you go. Into the chest area, open this up, and you guys can see it does take a little bit of time. If you are hit with opening chests, you're going to stop opening them. So there you guys go. We got a little bit of rewards. We got some star stuff along the way, some of that star essence, right? And from here, you guys can pretty much follow the marker, get into the next storyline. There is gliding. You do get a glider fairly early on, so you can do that. But everything does require stamina, whether you're climbing, running, dodging, etc. Everything is stamina related. Okay, so you guys can see everything is available in this game that you're used to if you're playing Wuwa or Genshin. So it is very simple. But nonetheless, guys, this is a very complete beta so far. It's only very minor bugs that I found playing the game. I also haven't gotten far enough yet to really push the content, but I'm planning to hopefully go a little further as we continue playing the game and hopefully get you guys more content of this. But for sure, when this comes out, I'll be going pretty ham on it. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comment sections if you plan to play, if you did get in, how far you've gotten so far, and if you're enjoying the game as you continue playing through the combat as well as the storyline, and how far you are in the CBT. All right, guys, thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.